In this video of the Gorilla Cooking series, I'm going to be doing another little comfort dish for you, pizza pasta. So let's throw you into the scenario here to get you into thinking why you might make something like this. Let's say you're out in the woods, you're trying to survive because society fell apart, or you're at your survival retreat. You know, maybe you're part of a resistance movement and you just get that urge, that hunger for a pizza. Well, you can't exactly pull out the phone, call your nearest pizza place and request a delivery. So what could you do? Pretty simply, use some basic ingredients and do pasta. So for starters here, I have right now around 1 cup's worth of pasta already going in the water here, because it does take a while to hydrate the pasta. Now, we're going to need some ingredients, which I just happen to have a few that we'll start prepping. First off here, I got some mushrooms. Well, where'd you get the mushrooms? Well, they could be freeze-dried ones or dehydrated ones. Or potentially, you got a hold of a can of mushrooms because you're rich. They cost like $1.50 a can now for a little one. Or maybe you know what you're looking for in the wild and you find some that are edible, that you recognize. You know for certain that you can eat them. Remember to wash them before you start prepping them. So I'm just going to slice up my little haul of mushrooms that I came across. Now, if you have onions, especially fresh onions, I would fry them next to your pasta while the pasta is rehydrating, while it's boiling there. Fry your onions just a little bit to soften them up. You got the time right now. Few more minutes going on that. Now we want to put some meat in it. I do have a package of pepperonis from Dollar Store, which we'll throw in there. But what else could you use? I got a surprising ingredient here for you that's actually a lot more common than you realize. Slim Jims. Well, security guy, who uses Slim Jims in pizza? People in prison. I found this out when I was looking up for different recipes for doing pizza in the field. Well, one of them came up a recipe from a channel called Emmy Made in USA, where she did a prison pizza recipe. And in that video, she said they use Slim Jims. And the particular prison that gets made in is typically your minimum security ones. Package don't want to open for me because of my gloves, so I got combat cameraman taking care of that while I'm stirring my pasta here. So I'll go through Cut up some chunks here. You could do this with regular beef stick, you could do this with a ham stick, or you could maybe get some jerky and just bust it up into some little pieces to add in. Or maybe you add something else. Maybe add some fried squirrel, rabbit, some venison, whatever you have available. Shouldn't have too much longer on the pasta. But I want it nice and soft when I pull it off. Now another ingredient I have for putting in that you can carry with you, it's kind of a specialty item, some black olives. Remember, there are little packages of green olives that you can sometimes get a hold of. I think they're called O-gloves. I can't find them in the stores like I used to be able to. But you can find them online. I'm draining most of the fluid out of the olives, but not all of it. Keeping just a little bit just in case I need it. I think we're almost there. How you can tell with pasta is pull out a noodle and try it. Lets you know if it's soft enough. Almost, just a few more minutes. Now you will need pasta sauce or spaghetti sauce. These little cans of tomato sauce come in handy. I got 2 of them here just in case. But if you're doing this inside a Canteen cup, I probably would only need about half a cup of dry pasta for in a Canteen cup, and probably 1 can of sauce, and then whatever you're going to put in as the quote-unquote toppings of your pizza. Because of the small amount of pasta we're doing, probably only need to boil it for about 10 minutes maybe. It's going to depend on how hot your fire is. Now the amount of water you're going to need for the pasta, figure probably 2 times the water for the pasta you're putting in. So I got in there 1 cup of dry pasta. I put in 1 pint, 2 cups of water. You're going to lose some from evaporation, and then obviously your pasta is going to suck some up also, which I think we're okay on that. So now we're going to pull the pasta off, drain off the starchy water, doing our best not to lose any pasta. Okay. Now I'm going to put in my can of sauce before my pasta sticks together. I'm going to see if I need to add any more. Yeah, I think probably one small can, 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, probably for each half a cup to 1 cup of pasta. It just depends on how saucy you want it. I'm going to add the second one in here right away. Now I'm also going to add in some minced onion. That's going to be the onions on my supreme pizza here. Got some garlic powder for making it pizza sauce. Some Italian seasoning I picked up quick. Some black pepper. A little bit of salt. Mix up my homemade pizza sauce here. Now before I put it back on my campfire, I'm going to add in my other ingredients. Because I'm going to want to cook my mushrooms and my beef sticks to try to get those to go in good. Okay, I'll put that back on. Now I'm going to put in my pepperonis. Now I did look up recipes when I was thinking this up. See if anyone has done this in a mess kit or a canteen cup. And what I found was no one has. So I got that in there. Let that heat up for a few minutes. And then we'll do a taste test. Does look pretty good. Most of the recipes I did find online were for pizza pasta casseroles you're supposed to put in the oven. But I don't see why you couldn't do this as something on top of the oven. Just make sure you got enough water and stuff in there. And remember, give it its little stir every once in a while because you don't want stuff to burn. This is my first time trying to make this way. I don't know if I'm going to need more water. I might add some, just to be on the safe side. Actually, I think I will. So maybe I should save a bit extra on either fluid from the olives or from what I used rehydrating the pasta. Now remember, I'm doing a double batch here because it's me and Combat Cameraman that will be trying this. There are actual recipes for making pizza in the field. You can look it up. It typically involves a Dutch oven, using that as your oven. Oiling the inside, usually with olive oil, putting the dough in there, putting the sauce, the ingredients over that, and then after a certain amount of time go through, add the cheese, and then using the coals to bake your pizza inside the Dutch oven. It actually looks pretty good. Seems to turn out okay. That's kind of where I got the idea for doing this, was seeing stuff like that. Because I know you can do, obviously you can do different pasta dishes and hot dishes in your Canteen cup or a mess kit. I didn't see why you couldn't do it a pizza pasta. So and as I said, right now I'm just trying to cook my mushrooms a bit and also cook my beef stick some. Remember, any things you're not using in this, like peels or like the starch water, anything like that you're not using, remember, dig a hole and bury it probably about 10 to 12 inches down. You don't want animals coming across digging it up. That will give away where you're at. And if you're in some type of survival situation, you're trying to escape pursuit, you're trying to stay alive, animals giving you away would be a bad thing. Pizza, pasta, slammer in her box. Slide it in and out. Do it lots and 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 lots until you're done. Oh shit, she's pregnant now. You owe child support. I think we're not too far from being done on this. Yep, I think we'll pull this off here. Just some Now, this would not be pizza pasta without cheese on top, would it? Well, I just so happen to have a chunk of cheese here. A cheddar, which is a stiffer type cheese, drier type cheese, one that you could potentially carry with you in the field. So I'm going to add some cheese on top here. So now we'll pass this off to Combat Cameraman and see what he thinks. He's going to give it a taste test there. And we got a thumbs up. But you know what? I feel like there's something else we could add into there. I have a super secret special ingredient. Because you know what? You could be in the woods. Maybe you can't get a hold of any small game. But maybe you can go fishing. So I happen to have a can of anchovies here. That ingredient that you people in the northeast part of the United States like on your pizzas. And I knew Combat Cameraman wouldn't like it. Right now he's turning green. So I know he's not going to try this. We'll open this up here. And we will add some little fishies here. To our pizza pasta. Okay, now if I'm actually going to put freshly caught fish in here, I would fry it up for a bit before I would add it into the pasta in order to make sure it is properly cooked. I'm adding a little bit more water since we are going to heat this up a bit more. Combat Cameraman is flipping me off and he is threatening my life right now. He is sliding his finger across his throat and then pointing at me for doing this. But that's why I gave him the first batch to try. And I actually have my backup taste tester here. I have anonymous taste tester number 2 who will give the Anchovy Supreme pizza pasta a try. This anonymous taste tester liked the recipes I did with sardines and has been after me to come up with some more recipes. And well, I thought of it that, hey, why not add some anchovies to the pizza pasta? Now, if it starts to look like it is getting a little dry when you're heating the stuff up, just add a little bit more water from your Canteen or your Camelback. I don't think this will take very long to cook. Combat Cameraman's over eating the regular Supreme Pizza pasta. Anonymous taste tester number 2's mouth is watering. Now, I will admit, this is the first time I will ever try an anchovy. This was not a thing in the Midwest. Anchovies seem to primarily be a thing on the East Coast and isn't as popular as it used to be. All they are is essentially little salty minnows. I'm thinking we're pretty close to being cooked, because those anchovies would have been cooked in a can when they got canned. Combat cameraman is still threatening me. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. I know you're in there somewhere. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. Okay, so now we will cut some cheese over the top. Okay, anonymous tapes tester number 2. Come on over so I can give you your pan of Anchovy Supreme pizza pasta. And while anonymous taste tester number 2 has his stuff, I will add the cheese to mine. And we have a thumbs up from anonymous taste tester number 2, which now leaves me to try my anchovy meal for the first time. I haven't found an anchovy yet, but I do taste the fishy taste. And quite frankly, it's not all that bad. So, anonymous taste tester number 2 gave a thumbs up on the Anchovy Supreme pizza pasta. Combat cameraman gave a thumbs up on the Supreme pizza pasta. And I give a thumbs up on the Anchovy Supreme pizza pasta also. So there you go. Another recipe for you. When you're out camping or you're at the survival retreat and you're just craving that pizza, but you don't have the cooking area to be able to do it, here you go. Do yourself a little hot dish over the top of the stove or over the top of the campfire. Just make sure to watch how much liquid's in there so it doesn't dry out and start to burn. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot Militia movements, always remember, essayons.